The story for Mark of the Ninja is extremely simple. You follow, of course, a ninja who is branded with a certain tattoo which is red and symbolizes that he's the badass of his clan. Now, right in the beginning of the game, a company, which I think is from Europe or America, I'm not completely sure, attacks this clan for whatever reason and tries to decimate the ninjas, and of course they fail. Now, your objective is pretty much to go and find out who did this, eliminate them so they don't do it again, and show them who a ninja really is. And a ninja is deadly. He will kill you. So the story here is a simple revenge tale, and for the most part, it's okay. It's nothing amazing. There's no real big like, oh my god, I love this character moment or something. It's mostly just, you know, mediocre storytelling, you know, revenge plot. I mean, we've seen this many times before, and for the most part, it's good, just nothing great. That's really all I have to say about it. Now let's talk about the sound, and the first thing I like to talk about is the voice acting, which this game does definitely have voice acting, and the voice acting is pretty damn good. The thing is, like I said, there's not that many characters, so that means there's not really that much voice acting, and your main character does not speak, so he has no voice actor. So everybody in this game that speaks is all the side characters, and for the most part the voice acting is very well done here. There's just not enough of it. But what really makes up for it is the sound design and the soundtrack. The sound design in the game is absolutely fantastic. It gives you that real ninja feel where you're just like in the shadows and you hear the ambience of the area and stuff, and you hear the footsteps of enemies. When you kill people, it has a really nice feel to it. When you just like stab someone, you hear that real meaty chunk of like stabbing flesh, and it sounds really good. And the soundtrack, of course, is very ninja Japanese-esque, and whenever like stuff is starting to get really intense, then the music just starts pumping up, and you're getting pumped up, and I'm getting pumped up, and we're all getting pumped up. So overall, I thought the sound here was really great. But now we talk about the graphics, which Mark of the Ninja, of course, is a 2D stealth game about a ninja, so you can expect it to be very dark, and the game is very dark. The thing that the game is also is very beautiful to look at. The art style here is so gorgeous, it really is. All of the characters look really cartoony and really great, especially with the animation, which is very fluid, even though I have one problem, and that is that a lot of the enemies look exactly alike, which is a main problem. I like non-repetitious enemies, but here, you know, it's okay only because the coloring and all the animations going into each one is really damn good. The environments, even though covered in darkness, give you a very ninja feel to it, which really works for the game. And also, there'll be times where enemies will light the area up with a flare or a flashlight or something, and the lighting effects are so good in the game. And when you see the environment itself lit up, it looks really gorgeous too. The art style is great here, and also some of the things you'll see in the background, like silhouettes of buildings and jungles and just some of the dark sky. It looks really gorgeous. And the last thing I want to talk about is how beautiful the animated cutscenes are. I mean, there are plenty of them. When they come, they're a little short, but when they're there, they're really nice to look at, very colorful, very well animated. Some of the best animation I've seen in a video game. So, you know what, overall, I think the game's graphics are absolutely gorgeous. Now we've come to the final portion, which is of course the gameplay, and like I said in the graphics, Mark of the Ninja is a 2D stealth platformer about a ninja, so that means you'll have to stay in the darkness and avoid light and kill enemies when they're not looking and hide their bodies, and if you get found you have to hide and make sure they don't see you, and pretty much be stealthy the entire time, because if they see you and they know you're there, they will be aggressive and they will try to kill you, and you will most likely die because you're not that strong, and they do have guns. And seeing that you are a ninja in the game, it actually adds a lot to the gameplay, because you have everything that a ninja has, which is his own abilities and his own little gadgets. One thing that your ninja can do is that he can sense sound waves. That's right. Every time something makes a noise, it will make this big circle that you can see, and you can use this to your own advantage, or this can actually be your disadvantage, because if you make too much noise, then someone will hear you. But you can use this to your advantage too, because if you can't see an enemy, you can still hear and see the sound waves of his footsteps. So you can use that to track your enemy without even actually seeing him, which makes you feel so much like a ninja. Oh my god. And you also have your own set of equipment that will help you out, and it's broken up into two sections. You have attack and you have stealth. Attack is just stuff that will automatically kill enemies like poison darts and bear traps, but the stealth portion is stuff like firecrackers, which will alert enemies away from you, or smoke grenades, or even flares, which will blind enemies. And hell, if you are out of equipment items, then just use the environment to distract enemies. You can throw darts at objects like lights and even nests of birds to make a loud noise, or you can even use the dead body of another enemy. You can either throw it onto an enemy or string it up on a light post for the other enemy to see, and sometimes when the enemy's scared, they'll start shooting everywhere and kill other enemies, and it's so awesome to watch. And you also have a nice variety of stealth kills. You can do one while you're behind an enemy, you could do one while you're in a grate, you could do one while you're hiding behind a pot or in a doorway, you could do one while you're on a roof and you're jumping down. You could do plenty of them, and they're all awesome and brutal to look at. And also what Mark of the Ninja does have, which I thought was really cool, is its own scoring system, which will award you points for either killing enemies in unique ways or actually just, trying to pass by them without even being seen. And that's really cool. You can actually do different things here and actually have a lot of replay value because you want to get a higher score, or you can go back into each level and finish each optional objective, or you can find all the hidden objects, or even get a high score. And if you do that, you actually get awarded these seals, and these seals will actually let you upgrade your ninja by like buying different stealth kills or increasing the attack or like the sound range of your equipment and so on. So it really does add a lot of replay value because of that. So overall, Mark of the Ninja is some of the best fun I've ever had in a arcade game, and if the story was just a wee bit better, I would give this a perfect 10 out of 10, but because it's somewhat generic, I have to give it lower. But overall, definitely go check it out because it's one of the best stealth games I've ever played in my life. There's my review. Go play this game. Thank you.